We're ready.
Okay. So I'd first like to say thank you for coming in today, Nicola. I'm Mike Doyle.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today about the current position. We've been going through a period of sustained growth, which is driving our decision to expand the department for which you are interviewing today. I have several questions I'm going to ask you about your professional experience as well as your interpersonal skills. And are you ready to begin?
I am.
First, could you just tell me a bit about yourself?
Sure. I've been in healthcare recruitment for approximately 10 years, working for agency, working for companies directly. Healthcare recruitment is where I feel the most comfortable.
Great. Is there anything about healthcare in particular that you find that you really enjoy?
I enjoy the interaction with the nurses and the CNAs, and just in the medical field, they tend to be a different breed, and I'm in my comfort zone.
Okay.
When I'm dealing with medical recruitment.
Can you tell me about a professional accomplishment that you're proud of?
Sure. When I went to work for the medical marijuana company, they were all paper applications, paper process, everything was paper in regards to the onboarding and the recruitment. So I went to them with a request to automate and bring on an ATS system, an applicant tracking system that would allow less paper, more automation. So I worked with a company that called Work and built out an applicant tracking system with the company to get my company up to speed and work more efficiently.
Well, that's great. So prior to that, they were unable to track the applicant status and overall performance of the recruiting process?
Yes, everything was done paper.
Yeah.
Applications were paper, onboarding, W-2s, nothing was automated, and it was very time-consuming considering I was the one that did everything. I did the onboarding, I did the recruitment, I did the orientations, so I was able to minimize my time spent on boarding so I could focus better on recruitment.
That's really great. Can you tell me about a conflict or challenge you faced and how you dealt with that?
I don't have specific conflicts that I've dealt with, but I find that when I'm starting a new position, I really have to gain the trust of the managers. So they understand my recruitment and I understand their management style. So they trust me. And that's a huge obstacle to overcome, especially managers that are resistant to change. So it's really just about building up that relationship, building up that trust, so they're not going around me and they're believing what I say and they're trusting my opinion on applicants. So that's kind of a conflict that I've had over the years at the beginning of positions.
Okay. And then you find that once you've gained that trust, that the overall relationship improves?
Yes, I would have to say that's probably one of my strengths is building interpersonal relationships with the managers and the candidates. So the candidates have a good understanding of our company and feel comfortable coming on board with us, and the managers understand how I work and we work. I'm a collaborative team player, and I try to build relationships upon that.
Okay, that's great. Can you tell me why you are seeking to leave your current job?
I have been there for a couple years, and I feel that I know that I'm looking to get into a bigger company where there's more opportunity for growth. I feel that I have done what I needed to do there. It was a great experience, but I'm looking for a company that I can grow into. More opportunity for growth.
Okay. Sounds good. What would you say are your greatest strengths?
My interpersonal communication skills.
Okay.
My communication skills.
Okay.
Those would probably be my two greatest strengths.
Right. That's great. And on the flip side of that, what would you say your weaknesses?
I don't know any. Just kidding. Probably I kind of have to break things down into process. So if you give me a general task to do, I like to break it down in processes so I can understand the beginning, end, and middle of where I need to be and what my goal is. So that may take more time than is necessary, or I may ask more questions than some people like, but I like to be more thorough so I understand exactly what is needed.
Okay. So you're saying that up front, if on an assignment, you like to just make sure that you understand, the end goal and steps to get through to that end goal.
Yes.
Great. It's not really a weakness. So that's a pretty admirable thing to want to do. So I can see that in some places that if it's a particularly fast-paced environment, they might view that as a weakness, but that I certainly would not. How would you define success in the first 90 days in this new role?
I guess it would depend on the metrics that are set. Like I said, I do like to thoroughly understand what my goal should be, and I like to break it down into how I'm going to get to that goal, step by step. So if you have a recruitment goal for me, okay, how will I get to that recruitment goal? What do I need? What hasn't worked in the past? What can I do to make the process different, better, to get to my goal?
Okay, sounds great. Okay, so do you have any questions for me at this point?
Sure. What would you say is the type of culture that you have there? Is it a collaborative culture? Is it very team-oriented?
Yeah, so it is a very team-oriented culture. We all tend to have a bit of overlap and help out the department. It has 5 people in it right now. So as priorities shift and we have certain demands, everybody kind of chips in a little bit. So we've got a pretty good crew.
What would you say is the salary range for this position?
So the salary range on this, we're considering candidates from $70,000 to $90,000.
Great. Okay, good. I think that was all the questions that I had.
Okay. Okay. So at this point here, I don't have any further questions. So we'll continue to review your credentials internally over the next week. We'll contact you at that time with the outcome. And should you have any additional questions before that time, feel free to contact me via email.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Mike.
All right. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
You too.